With so many conspiracy theories out there, it's hard to keep track of them all. Welcome to What We Know, where we try to uncover the histories and mysteries of the world by presenting all different theories out there, and the only narrative we push is this. Here's what we know, make up your own mind.
Have we been visited? Have extraterrestrials influenced our history? If you look at mythology, it appears we have been visited. Almost all mythologies, Christian mythology included, mentions some sort of flying gods. In the Algonquin myth, as told in J.F. Bierlein's book, Parallel Myths, a hunter, Algon, comes upon a circle cut in the grass. Hiding in the bushes, he watches a great willow basket descend from the sky, and 12 beautiful maidens emerge. Doesn't this description of a flying basket sound similar to modern reports of flying saucers? In ancient Sumer, clay tablets describe visits of the gods. The gods fly in vehicles called shems or mu, which are described as being tall, rocket-like rocks, which fire flies. The visiting gods stay at temples, built by humans under the instructions of the gods, and are waited on. Certainly the detailed descriptions of everything from who shakes hands with the gods first, to what food is served, and how the gods are carried back to their shems imply that the Sumerians weren't just expecting spiritual visitors, but physical beings from the sky. In mythology, it was not impossible to travel to the sky home of the gods and visit them. A Sumerian hero, Adapa, was so perfect that the god Ea decided to keep him alive forever by taking him up to the heavenly abode of Anu, a higher deity, where Adapa could eat the bread and water of life. If extraterrestrials were the gods of myths, could they have had access to superior medicine or food to prevent death? In yet another Sumerian myth, the hero Gilgamesh travels to the landing place of the gods and is permitted to travel up to Anu's abode. The description of the landing place is interesting, for it describes, according to the Book of the 12th Planet by Zechariah Sitchin, that the heavens shrieked, the earth boomed, daylight failed, and darkness came. Lightning flashed, a flame shot up, the clouds swelled, it rained death. Then the glow vanished, a fire went out, and all that had fallen turned to ashes. Could Gilgamesh have been describing the launching of a rocket? Certainly a rocket could cause such smoke and ashes to fly into the sky. A Native American myth, one of the Blackfoot Indians, tells of how a maiden fell in love with the morning sun and was taken by him up to the sky country. In the Christian Bible too, there are references to beings from outer space. It is reported in Genesis that the sons of gods came down to earth and married human women. Angelic visitors also could be interpreted as beings from space. Psalm 82 could very easily apply to beings from outer space. The psalm starts saying that God presides in the great assembly. He gives judgment among the gods. It continues with a description of the wrongs these gods do, and then concludes like this: I said then to you, gods, you all may be an offspring of the Most High, but you shall die like mortals and fall like any of the mighty. Rise up, O God, and judge the earth, and take all the nations as your possession. The psalm is very clear about the idea of there being more than one God, with one as the high leader and judge. Probably the most often quoted Bible verse in regards to extraterrestrials is the description of God given by Ezekiel in Ezekiel 1, lines 1 to 25. Ezekiel tells of seeing a whirlwind of pale surrounding, something that gleamed like pale yellow metal. He continues to describe 4 living creatures that resembled men but wore metal hoofs and helmets showing the faces of animals. Other descriptions of gods in other mythologies resemble that of extraterrestrials too. Gods were regularly drawn with wings, but their wings do not always look like wings growing from them, but rather put on. Maybe the wings are simply to illustrate that the gods flew, and not to show how they distinctly flew. There are also a significant number of flying globes and other rocket-type spaceships seen in ancient pictures. In some myths, the gods are able to visit humans without being recognized, but in other stories, the gods can be recognized easily. Could they have worn uniforms or equipment for flight? The gods were often drawn with helmets on. Gods are also credited with teaching people their language. With this in mind, consider the biblical story of the Tower of Babel. In it, the people decide to build something originally called a shem, but traditionally translated to mean a name, in hopes of keeping from being spread apart. How could a name help keep them from being separated? However, if the original word Shem means a spaceship or airplane like the Sumer gods flew in, then the building project is completely practical. In the story, to build their Shem, they build a tower. A tower, of course, could be a launch pad, or it could be the Shem itself. Now, it is unlikely that the people of Babel knew how to build an airship themselves, but perhaps they had the help of one of the gods, a god who, like Prometheus, the Greek god who was punished for giving humans fire, defied the other gods in aid of the humans. A god who, like Prometheus, the Greek god who was punished for giving humans fire, defied the other gods in aid of the humans. The other gods were not happy and went down to the humans, spreading the humans apart and giving them all different languages so that they can't communicate and work together. After all, if the gods are extraterrestrials, they definitely wouldn't appreciate their subjects, humans, becoming advanced. The book Gods of Eden by William Bramley talks about custodial gods who rule Earth. Like Sitchin, Bramley suggests that they created humans as a slave race. In his book, he talks about their influence on humanity throughout time, using war, plagues, other natural disasters, and religion as control methods to keep humans ignorant and therefore obedient to the extraterrestrial rulers. Such a creation story is told in the Mayan mythology, which tells of 4 gods discussing from their thrones in the sky how they want to create creatures to enjoy the earth and worship them. They proceed to attempt creatures of dust, wood, and gold, all of which fail. Then the 4th god creates creatures out of his fingers. These 4th creations were humans and worship the gods as they were created to. From where did the extraterrestrials come? According to Zachariah Sitchin, they came from a 12th planet within our solar system. He points to the importance put on the number 12 throughout history. There were 12 high Sumer gods and 12 gods of Mount Olympus. In the Bible, Joseph compares himself and his brothers to 12 celestial bodies. We have 12 months of the year, and some of our math systems continue to follow the Sumerian use of the numbers 60 and 12. Doesn't it seem strange that we have 60 minutes in an hour and not 100? Or that our day is 24 hours, not 20. If extraterrestrials came from planets in other solar systems, then it would be unlikely that they could travel back and forth as easily as they are reported to. The idea that they came from a yet unknown planet in our own solar system makes more sense. Could ancient myths speak of extraterrestrials? From what I read, I see that there is such a possibility. Why should Earth be the only planet with life? And if there is life elsewhere, why could it not have visited us? If they have visited us, why have they apparently left? Perhaps they haven't. Perhaps they have. I only wish, in this essay, to present some of the information that I have come across. If you enjoy this video and want to see more like it, please consider subscribing to us and hitting the like button. Feel free to write a comment below and suggest which theory you want to see next. If you'd like to further support this channel, please consider joining. Our membership link will be found in the description box below. We appreciate your support, and as always, thanks for watching.